minutes. Okay, what I would like to bring up here is, unbeknownst to me, and it was very difficult. Oh, first of all, I would like to say people that are watching outside of the show or watching on Hangouts, I'd love it if you would come over to TarotVisions.us and just click on Live Show, and you can come right into the chat room. It's not a big deal. All you can put in Mojo Flow as your name and put in any. You could say, what do you think for 520,000 or maybe not 20,000 for your password, and it'll let you in. You don't have to do all this signing up and going here and there. It's really easy. So please, that way I can irritate you in the chat room. I do have this other computer I'm looking here so I can see tonight. So far, so good. Anyway, what I am is I'm myself and I. I'm an intuitive empath psychic. I utilize tarot as my main tool. Hanson Roberts deck. I like her. I've been professionally about 25 years, a long time, and I love my work. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I must do it. And I love giving back. And I love doing shows like this. And I have a sense of humor for good reasons, and we all like that. And I'm eccentric. I talk fast, and some people don't like that, so you don't maybe want to watch a show. I'm sensitive about this right now anyway. So anyway, I'm not being for me, but the show, I will bring more guests as time goes on. I've been doing this. It's not like I'm brand new to broadcasting, but 2009 I launched this show at a different network. I went to another network. So this is really new to me, the Google Hangout. So bear with me, like I said, Julie, because we're getting this, but it is kind of overwhelming, even from what I've been trying to research in Julie too. So we're going to get it pretty down, don't you think, Julie?
We are.
No, I think we're pretty good. The first time we ever did it, it was like, that was a long time ago. So anyway, it's not like I'm brand new to the show. Like I said, so actually December 26, 2009 will be my 5-year anniversary of launching the show. So there you have that. Also, of course, this is my profession, and this is what I do for my work. I have a daughter at Columbia University, so I need to work hard. She's at Ivy League college. She just did a master's. No, I'm just messing. Anyway, it's open. Check out my site. Also, like I said, I do live readings on the air here. It depends on how many people. I don't have it set up where I know I can't put you in the queue or anything like that. So if you call and I'm on a call, you won't be able to get through. You'll know why. It's not because I don't want to, but I'm still reading for that person before you, which can be a headache, but oh well. So you just try again. And then sometimes I don't have that many callers. Sometimes I have a lot more callers, and maybe it'll kind of like get the momentum going. I hope Julie will as time goes on. And so I need to keep them short. Well, remember back in the day I used to do like a lot of readings sometimes, and then suddenly too many people come at me. So what I'd like to say is, if you could, when you do call and ask, and I'll be happy to give you a reading, please, because of the time restraint, only one question a person, and please, come at me with it as direct as you can. I would love to do my readings usually are pretty intense, but I can't go on for an hour with one person, and it's not because of you that I don't like you or I'm not kind, but it's just the way it is for the show. Okay, now, so before the phone lines open, the phone number, there's a phone number down here. Tarot Visions is my Skype name. A lot of you already know this. A lot of you already know who I am. And hello to everybody who's come in. I haven't said hello to you. But, or you can call 858-952-1090, and you can call in or Skype or again Tarot Visions. Anyway, many years ago, many moons ago, I walked the world of the dinosaurs. No, many years ago, I'm just giving you a little bit about more who I am, because I can talk all about myself and blah, blah, blah. But I wrote this and I found it, but I wanted to change it up because of what happened to me last Sunday, and with a very dear friend. It broke my heart. But it's different drummers. I stole that title from whoever copyrighted that. But so I wrote, if I do not want what you want, please try not to tell me that your want is wrong. I feel everybody can relate to this whole thing. It's a short read. Or if I believe other than you, you at least pause before you correct my view. Or if my emotion is less than yours or more, given the same circumstances, try not to ask me to feel more strongly or weakly. Or yet, if I act or fail to act in a manner of your design for action, let me be. I do not for a moment at least ask you to understand me. That will come only when you are willing to change me into a copy of you and others like you. I may be your offspring, the one, of course, out of all of them that you, wait, the one, of course, out of all that you never could really like. Now I'm putting that because I'm personally feeling that way about 6 kids in my family. I may be your offspring. Okay, I already did that. Okay, offspring is easy to laugh at, dismiss whatever feelings do not make sense or to you, and then make sure to say that my very existence is too draining to be around, and above all, walk away with no care in the world, and all is good knowing that you are stable and I am not. I may be your parent, your sister, your friend, your colleague, and so on. If you will allow me any of my own emotions, my need to feel a sense of belonging, and perhaps even sit still for a moment with your eyes closed and reflect on how much I care for all humans, as well as my passion to take action driven by good intentions, then you open yourself. Then you can open yourself, so that someday these ways of mine might not be so wrong, and might finally appear to you as right for me. To put up with me, and this is where I'd like to change this now, but I don't believe the same. To put up with me is the first step to understanding me. I would change that today. Not that you embrace my ways as right for you, but that you are no longer irritated or disappointed with me for being eccentric. Some call me a crazy loser. And in understanding me, you might come to prize my differences from you. Far from seeking to change me, preserve, or even nurture those differences. Just a thought, not more or less than just a thought. Yeah, I wrote this like, I don't know what it was, 18 years ago, and my family kind of threw it in the trash, I'm sure. But anyway, and I would not ever put up with me. That's what I want to say. So Sunday, there's a madness to my story. Am I talking slow enough, Julie?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Am I flapping off the wall? I'm really sensitive about this. I'm not being a martyr. I'm not in a pity party, you guys. I feel a lot of us can relate to this too. Julie, I know you can. But Sunday, I was real upset. Unbeknownst to me, a very dear friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name, but I've known her since I was 5 years old. It's a long time. She's a little bit different than Georgia that comes in here, because Georgia and I have a rapport, and I met her when I was 10. But this friend of mine, I find out she had an aneurysm. And I found out on Sunday, last minute. I mean, I was overwhelmed. I was upset, of course, and I was overwhelmed. And this reflects back to, she's like family. She's like a sister. Even if I don't see her for years, we grew up together. And a bond is a bond that I thought, it is what it is. Well, what happened was I was reading all the stuff people were on Facebook were saying her updates, and she had an aneurysm, and she was boating out in Southern California. I'm not going to say, like I said, where she lives or where she is. She's in Southern California, but boating with her husband, and I was thinking, oh my God, but aneurysm, most people, Julie, most people drop dead, they're dead. They drop on the ground, they're goners. And an aneurysm, right. I mean, that's very serious, and I was really upset. I was crying when my God, I got to get to see her. She's alive. But apparently, because they had docked at the yacht club, they were able to get to the hospital so quick that they said it was a miracle. She probably would have not made it. She would have been dead. So here she has a second chance. I then reached out to her, and because I have a phone number, and I texted her, and I said, I really want to come down and see you, and she goes, I goes, okay, and she goes, yeah. So the next, this is Saturday. I found out Saturday, early night Saturday. She says, yeah. So of course, I go, okay, and I said a couple of their little things that were kind of heartfelt, and then we text each other. She texted me the following day. She goes, are you still coming? I said, yes, and I'll be there later. And she goes, well, don't feel obligated. She said, okay, fine. I get there. Instead of going through the whole scenario, what happened, I wrote something to her. Because I wanted to make sure I'm worried about her. And yes, she went through she just got out of ICU when I arrived. An hour prior to that, they moved her to a regular cardiac something, but really nice hospital, by the way. Anyway, when I arrived, there were some people in the room, and some were her family that I knew. And I'm kind of shy. People don't think so, because like I am like this, but I am pretty shy. I walked in there, and there's 4 people. That's too many for me. So I said, hey, I'll come back in a moment and visit. She goes, no, come on in front of everybody. So, okay, and I knew her, dad all my life, and one of her brothers, blah, blah, blah. Everybody left, and then she had some phone calls, and she was talking to them nicely. And this is what happened. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but what I did was I left her with tears in my eyes, just weeping, and it wasn't because of her maybe dying. It was much more to this. It broke my heart because, like I said, I knew her. Julie, you don't even know about this, I know. But so what I decided to do was, when I was driving back, and it was about an hour and a half drive, I pulled over and I go, okay, I feel like a kid again. Like, there goes my family picking on me or saying they don't understand me and blah, blah. So if this happens to you, it happens to me too. So I decided I was going to reach out to her, but I did not want to. I said, I'm not doing it for a response, and I meant that. And I proceeded to say, after I left the hospital, I was torn up inside. After seeing her, it's because for the first time, I suddenly saw that we did not share maybe a bond. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the reality. Maybe it's in my own head. And because the way that I'll tell you she treated me, even forgetting about the past bond we had, but I was saying treating me like you did in front of others was very hurtful. So what she was doing is, even after I left, I was there for a couple hours, there was a certain nurse, it was a really nice hospital, that was just in there hanging out with us. She wasn't doing the vitals. She was always there. So she was getting to know my energy too. And when I walked out the door, I did something very badly. Yes, I stopped because I heard her just about ready to talk about me. Yeah, I eavesdropped. Okay, I admit it. You know, Julie, I did. Okay, and she says to this one woman, bless her heart, she's older, she's a nurse. This nurse says, has she ever been married? You know how people feel so sorry for people who've never been married at their my age. So she was asking her, so I'm listening outside the door, and Julie goes, no, I don't think so. Well, kind of almost. And she goes, you know, I've known her forever. This is how she's talking. She goes, but geez, can you? And she said something like, oh, I said, and so I'm telling her it was very hurtful after I left. I heard her say about not being married, and if that were ever to happen, the poor guy would want to kill himself. She wasn't being funny about it either. That was really. That broke my.
Mean.
It was mean. It broke my heart. But that wasn't. So this is when I left. But so what was going on during this time? And if I'm boring you, too bad. It's my show. No, but I mentioned. Okay, I mentioned to her. I said, I don't want to tell you her name. I hope I didn't already. But I said to her, perhaps I just wanted to reflect back. I go, I think the last time I said to you was when it was the day goodbye to my dad, because she was very close to my father. She was like a sister intertwined in my family, whether I see her much at all. I go, so I said on his dead day was the last time, meaning his funeral, whatever, was the last time I had seen her. Actually, it was 3 years ago. And I wrote also, I tried to get together with her in Newport. Oh, I said it. Well, down the coast. And that didn't work out. You know, I wasn't screaming. So I said, I told her I realized that my presence disturbed her deeply. And it goes on, and I said, more importantly, you're fine-tuned. I'm just going to read to you guys, because perception of my being inspired you to take action by expressing, not for only my ears, but Anna's as well, in front of her. God knows you most likely have been doing this for some time with others, fill in the blanks with names. But Julie, you know how I am sensitive about these things, because they've been always going on. And I'm not, you know, I'm not on a pity party. Poor me, wah wah. But you know, come on. So I said it was unkind, and so it took me back. And you know, I started feeling like I was a kid. You know, that kid who's feeling like they're being attacked by misunderstood. And why are you like this? Why are you doing this? So this is what she proceeded the whole visit was about. So I said it was unkind, and I'm forgetting some of the verbiage that she was directing at me, who I am, what I am, and not why. That's what she was acting like. Why do you do that? Why do you doing that crap back and forth? I said I felt such love when you said Anna even says she has a friend like you, and she cannot stand her being she cannot stand it, and I put in parentheses it being a human being. I said, this is quoting Julia, I mean her name, I don't know what her name is. She runs from her when she sees her, meaning because apparently this woman talks too fast too, like me. Okay, so basically that wasn't a very nice thing to say to me either. And then, Maureen, calm down. This is all I heard. You were all over the place. You were crazy. My God, why do you do that? This is what she said the whole visit. You know, you are being a martyr. I would not have driven so far to see you even if you had the same serious condition applied. She said that to me. She would not do that for me. And it wasn't that I know she had a brain aneurysm, but I know she interacted with everybody else differently. The calls that were coming in, she was nice. There was a conscious, mindful choice to do this to me. And I let it go. I was just taking my breath, and it started bringing me back to all the horrors of the past. I wrote this many years ago. I mean, it sounds like the same kind of thing going on. So I said, with all the words and the way you look down to me, like like worked like a charm. I said, I get it. I do not need to be anyone other than I am. From what I saw and heard, I would not have pushed to see you if you would only have said no. It was not my intention to be around anyone that has a problem with me, and by that I mean my person, my way, my talk, my crazy good, and my kind heart. And I said, I care about you very much, and I do. And I'm glad I went to see her. But I said, I care about you very much, and that will not change, but I will not put myself in a situation like I did last night and take it. No one should feel badly about themselves for being who they are, even more so questioning if this has always been the case and you just put up with me. Now I said, I wrote this, I'm going to change this thing I wrote years ago. I said, to put up with me is the first step to understand me. Don't believe that anymore. Okay, so I then just went and said, that broke my heart. So I said, put up with me. Easy since we do not see each other really, but sadly we had to put up. You had to put up with phone calls because we would talk. In the past, I'm sure it must have left you a bad aftertaste. And then I said, what I saw and heard last night also was the fact that gossiping about another, people shouldn't talk about people's business, everybody. It's really not. Who the hell? I mean, I am totally against that. If I hear it, I don't like it. But gossiping about another for motives of diminishing, I put me, in order to build yourself up or to judge me, is fucked up, okay? So to discuss another person's issues, shortcomings, or failures with someone else will have a predictable negative impact on a relationship. Julie, of course it will, right? So,
Yes.
you know, so I said, you clearly do not wish to have such with me, and that is okay. All you had to do was to not text me back when I asked her if I could see her really. I said, with all my fantastic self that you cannot stand, I send you well wishes and take care of yourself, and I put her name. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is suddenly, and Julie, you didn't even know this week, suddenly, and maybe you know you have one of those weeks, and you know what, I don't feel sorry for myself, I'm not want to cry. This seems to follow me wherever I go. I run into something, and I sent it to Julie, and Julie, calm me down, don't take it so personally, but it was not right. Julie, I happened to run across something. You guys, those of you who come to the Thursday night show, also will appreciate this. I ran across something that was, it was awful. And the timing couldn't have been worse because of going on with my friend here, right? And I see this, and these are some old years ago, some people talking about the show, the psychic viewpoint. And I know one of them, I know for sure, is somebody that we know by the MP. I know that because she says cohort. I never heard anybody call anybody co-host. They call them is that another word for co-host? Cohort.
Yeah.
And she used to say that. I go, well, it sounds like cohort, you know. But anyway, this one came in from September 6, 2013. And I just want to share this with you because people, you know, if I'm making him, people aren't here because they don't want us to be, but if I'm, listen, I am what I am, but this is what, then I see this, and then it just takes me back into this whole mess. And she writes a review, and she says, I typically don't leave reviews, but I had to do this. I just recently stumbled across this podcast, and I absolutely love the content and variety of topics they have. There is one host on here that is very scattered. She doesn't finish sentences, giggles nervously throughout the show, breathes in the mic, and sounds like she's talking with a mouthful of food. She ruined my vibe during many of the shows, and I've had to turn it off. In my opinion, some people are not cut out to be interviewers or hosts. Maureen, please get coaching to polish your skills. It would be appreciated. Now, let's remind ourselves, I was one of the original founders of how to do the show, the platform. We didn't know at the time. It took many months prior work, and I am what I am, damn it to hell. Okay, then there was another one, Julie, you know, you saw these, and it says, I agree. Now, this is now from September 13th, there's one at March 13th. So I guess I'm going a little backwards. The first one, so this one at March 15th said this, I agree, that host rambles. God in my family, that's all I was about, babbling, that's called babbling, which is so sad. We could all learn a lot more and frankly not feel so robbed of knowledge. I love this, and I hope she is reading these reviews for soul growth. Thank you, I am. Here's another person, this was December 5th, 2012. Now, I've been on the show from this, debut May 2010. Here's someone else. Hi, everyone. I wanted to tell you how much I love the topics. It is the only blah, blah, blah. But recently been wanting to listen because I get so frustrated with one of your hosts. God. She is very sweet, and you can tell has a very tender heart. So I mean this with the utmost respect, but she talks so scattered and so much over the guest and other host that it's literally frustrating to even listen to. It's made me turn off the podcast when I actually really wanted to hear what message the guest had to give to the listeners. This doesn't make sense, Julie, really. She doesn't have to listen to all of the show, right? Just the guest. But I'm talking over the guest. Well, whatever. I'm writing to tell you that I hope Maureen can stay with the show. Yeah, well, she has. But maybe bring someone forward to be the main host so that we can listen. Now, it's interesting, yet again, there's someone doing that now, which I'm so happy about, Steve Lewis. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It makes less work for me. Now, this is interesting, and she says more to do with the guest. Oh, okay. So the main house, so we can listen to more what the guest has to say than with how Maureen can relate it to her own life or how she has a similar story. I just want to be schooled in all of the awesome topics you guys have to cover. Thanks so much. And she says, I hope you take this into consideration because I want to stay subscribed to the podcast. Well, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. My shows, Julie, I do know. My shows are one of the highest rating shows. For one, for two, I know I'm really letting this out, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm hurt. It just happened to my friend. A few days later, I run into this. I'm unrelatedly looking for something else. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to quit. I'm just going to stop my work. I get really weirded out because it is. And then there was somebody that was very close to me prior to Julie the week before that kind of, said, screw you. And that hurt me. But, you get over things when you get hurt. And I know I post things. It's easy, but I do care a lot about people. But here's just another one. I've listened to 3 podcasts. I've learned the speakers. And then she goes on to say, the speakers. Then she says the speakers, guests, need to be a lot more polished and affluent. So, and then she says the banter ranges from cringily awful to boring. And Julie, you love that part. You love that part of the show, don't you? So, anyway.
I do.
Yeah, so then someone says it's awful, and then says, I'm sorry, I'm just letting you guys hear, because let me know. Maybe I'm not getting something. I know I talk fast. I know I can bounce off the walls. I'm an empath, But, and then she says, this is from 2011. So this is right after my father died, and we debuted the show in May of 2010, so that it was very difficult while he was dying through this time for me. So this person says, on the 26th, 2011, which is my 3rd anniversary of this show. Yes, she goes, and yes, indeed, one of the hosts, everybody's like going along with it, and yes, one of the hosts just rambles. There's that, babbling is a better way to say it, that's what my family did, and talks over other host and guest. It's irritating distraction. She's a good psychic, but poor host. And this crew's website, and then she goes on to bitch about that. She goes on and on and on about that. Is that the one you said I did a reading for, Julie? Is that the one? Oh, well. Julie went and checked out some of these.
Yes, it was.
It was. Okay, and here we go. This is yet another one. Now,
oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to answer this call. Will you please call back?
And it looks like it's Reggie. Looks like it's Reggie. Yeah, I think it's Reggie, too. But yeah, Reggie.
Calling in.
Reggie knows if he's in there.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, can you call back, please?
I already have.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. And this is important to me, Julie, that I get this out.
I know it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. And if you guys are bored, raise your hand. But I have 2 people in here. I don't care. I'm just trying to give this. I'm reading this to you for reasons, and also maybe to keep it in your heart when you start looking at somebody. But yet another person says it. Nobody says anything about anybody else. It's odd how only these reviews are on about me. Now, how can that be? Okay? And then she said, I love the show, the host, but however, here's another one. However, there's one. She's still on the line, Julie.
Oops.
Yeah, hi.
Wait, can
you please call back when we ask you to call in? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't worry.
I sure will. Thank you.
Okay, but do call back. Okay. Okay. So everybody's kind of going along. It seems like from year, part of the year, it's kind of like a momentum all on me, right? And then maybe these people I knew do know, and you know what we're talking about. But still, she says, however, Here we come. However, there's one thing that rattles my nerves and it keeps me from listening to certain podcasts. Well, then don't listen to mine. She doesn't want to. One of the hosts won't say her name. We all know who she is. Cross-talks, over-talks, mumbles, continues to giggle, and actually fries my nerves. God damn. Sorry. Her nervous rambling is exhausting. So many shows I've wanted to hear, learn from guests, but she interrupts with untangible nonsense. She'd be fine on a limited cohort. This is Peg right here. We know it's Peg. Cohort. She'd say that. I hate it. She goes, and my cohorts. I've never heard anybody. But not as a lead because we anchor everybody. I have not been able to finish many shows because she needs grounded. Her energy needs work, please. The thing of it is, she doesn't make sense either because we rotate shows, so it can't be so bad. There's 3 other shows you can listen to. They're so wonderful and grounded people, right? So I guess, am I through with my ranting? Okay, pretty much. Oh, wait, no, this one person is lovely. I am amazed how this show continues to soar higher. And this is when we just started. It was in July 2010. Remarkable energy of 4 hosts. Okay, so he's saying all nice things. And so, and then there was another one person. But out of how many? Only 2 people said something nice, and they're all directed at me being a bad host. Okay, so you guys, are you bored with me when I'm doing this show? I'm sorry. So, Julie, I didn't talk to you about this. That's why I went to you, because I was really hurt. I was hurt because of the timing with my friend coming at me. She knows who I am, I thought. You know how I am, Julie.
Yes.
You know my ways. I talked to my friend Leona, and I just want to say, people, that, we all go through these things. It's not just me, but for me, as a kid and doing that, it's kind of like, come on, everybody, get a life. If someone asks me to slow down, I'll slow down. But no one needs to be judging the shit out of me just because I am wired like I am. It's not great being me. I've been trying to get rid of me or my identity as well for quite a while. But the bottom line is, there are a lot of people in here, and I appreciate all you people that really embrace me. And sometimes I wonder, well, maybe there's not that many really that I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but maybe I'm not getting something. Maybe you know what? It's just my insecurities, and I lack self-esteem. And just like everyone else, that's why I do what I do, because I know that I can feel it deeply. But I just wanted to get that out because I don't want to move on with this. But that's why, Julie, I sent you this, and you just said, okay, you didn't know about my friend, of course, but it just happened the same energy stuff. I just happened in the process. So that's all I really want to say, and just say, teach your children well, just like Carlos Bustillos and Ashes say. I used to talk to my daughter, don't get involved with that. People are different. There's nothing wrong with them. So I say, speed up your damn brains and keep up with my goddamn rambling.
Let me say a few things the people in chat said.
Okay.
Susan said, I have never heard you speak over a guest on that show or on this one. Leah says, Maureen, you shouldn't listen to them. They just don't want to see you shine. I think you're great. And let's see more. I think this is Rose. Maureen, I think it's because you're amazing, because you get the information so fast coming to you, and you try to give them all of the info in a short time. Maybe instead of getting a free reading, they should pay for one where you are not rushed.
I like that, Rose.
Yeah, really.
Thanks.
That's great, Rose.
No, you guys are really sweet. Hi, Groot. Is that Groot? Is that Groot? It's not Groot. It's not Groot.
Probably G.
I know, I was messing with you. Groping, I think I'm funny. I mean, who would want to be?
And Sheila says you are beautiful just the way you are.
Oh, thank you. You guys, I wasn't looking for compliments, really. They're nice. I love them. I'm trying to learn how to accept compliments. I know you guys can relate, but some of you maybe at first, I'm not asking you, but maybe at first some people have been like, what the hell? And then later on, it changes. It's okay, but it's not okay because it takes someone else because of childhood and stuff. And then when I'm quiet, it never fails. Sometimes I'm very quiet. I'm a loner too. I'm very quiet, and then people go, "What's wrong with you?" So every time, if I want to have just quiet, everybody that's always saying, "What's wrong with you? Why are you talking so much? Or why are you all bouncing off the walls?" When I am quiet around those same people I'm talking about, maybe not those people that wrote those reviews, but they'll all go, "What's wrong with you?" So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So the people that are going to say, "What's wrong with you?" Well, you better get it straight. Apparently you like it when I do, because when I don't, you have problems. So that's all I have to say. So I am ready for readings. And
Okay.
guest, I love you too. I love you guys.
That's
Okay,
Rose.
I'm sorry. I really had to get into it, and
Susan says, ignore them, Maureen.
I go, yabba dabba doo. We all know it. Yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba doo.
So the caller can call back.
And it might be.
I don't know who it was.
I think it might be Sarah or Gina. Wait, I should know. Gina or Octavia, a cousin, a third cousin. So we'll see. Caller, Gina, Octavia. I think it's Gina, Octavia. Yeah, those two. Susan, I'm going to be okay. I just want to express myself, and also to children out there that might not children listen, but your children's children, their children. Octavia, you know what? We can call back that number, Julie.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah,
then?
would you do that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, for
Okay.
this, I think it must be.
Let's see here.
Because
Let's see if I can handle
the
that.
only reason why is because you know why. I wouldn't be. I'm sorry. I know. I remember
Might
how.
not go well.
You just click on that number and call it. And you-
On the number that called. Huh?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can remember. How I did it before. You click on them because they should be around there somewhere in the. Because they came in with us. If you can't, that's okay. Or you can actually. Can you call somebody while you're on the line with me? I think you can. But there's a way of doing it. I don't want to cause you more grief than this.
No, they called in. Thank goodness.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks, Julie. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. It wasn't just about me. There's a lot of other people that feel this. Oh,
And the caller's on the line.
thank you, Julie. Hello. And is this Gina? Is this Octavia? Or is this Sarah?
This is Octavia, but I'm her daughter, Grace.
Oh, Grace. Gracie, she calls you, right, Grace? You don't like
Pardon?
Does she call you Gracie? Gracie?
Gracie.
Yeah. Hi, Gracie.
I'm her cousin.
I know
Marie.
who you are. I know exactly who you are. Months ago, the person I'm speaking to, everybody, is really interesting. I've never met her mother. Her mother and I are related. We don't live very far from each other, and she's met all the other family members that I was proceeding just to tell that they're not very nice people to me. But my mom is cousins with her mother's brother. So Octavia and I just have gotten to know. It's so funny because we are so close. Well, we're about the same age, and she told me about 6 months ago. She talked to me about you through messaging, and about how lovely you are, and how authentic, and about how you are connected in the ways that we all are, but don't want to, the healing and everything. And so I know exactly who you are. For what she tells me, she was really, it was all her love telling me about what you do, what you're made out of, and all the neato, weird things that some people call them, but all the special things about you. So I know exactly who you are, Grace. You want to go by Gracie or Gracie or Gracie? Which one would you like me to go by?
Gracie.
Gracie. Yeah, I know. That's
Please.
how I know you. Yeah, no, Gracie. That's how I know. And we were just talking about that, Julie, because we were talking about Gracie right before we went on air. Well, Gracie, thank you for calling, and I hear that you're quite the healer, and you always have been.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you coming to grips with it? I know it's really hard when you're young, growing up, and
Pardon?
are you coming to grips with this? Oh, here comes the parties here. Are you okay with what you're? We all have gifts, everybody. We know that. But Gracie has had the same, from what your mother told me, and I believe her. I don't think she had any. This wouldn't be gossip, maybe. Well, you can tell me. She says that since you've been younger, there's things. But then you get a little bit older, and you start getting conditioned, and you go along with everybody. It's not a bad thing, but then you forget who you are, and then you get uncomfortable about the whole talk about it or anything. But from what I understood is that you've been very instrumental in things that it comes easy for you, what you are capable of doing, as we all can have that happen, but we get conditioned and we shut it down. So I guess, do you follow me, or am I getting wrong information? She says you're like a healer, a natural healer. Is that true? Or even if you're embarrassed, at one time did you feel that you were? I guess that's the best way, because you're younger.
When I was little, yeah, definitely. When I was little, I was more into it, and I haven't really been lately. Well, since I was about 12ish, I just kind of stopped.
That's when it usually would, because you're conditioned. Yeah, I wasn't conditionable. Poor family, my family, they couldn't do it to me. It just was the way. That's what I'm talking about. You're probably more embarrassed to even think, like someone brought it up, you go, I don't believe in that, even though you know that a lot of you. So, you know, no, it happens all the time, you know, and I have a daughter that was totally humiliated by what I did all these years. And it was kind of hard for me, but now she's in the work, it's not like this, but degree-wise. So I wanted to talk to you a long time ago about this because you said 12. Usually it's by 10 that you shut out. You know, we all shut down. We don't see those angels. We don't have those imaginary friends. We start looking at pretty cars and all those lovely people in them. And then what happens is you don't look beyond appearances anymore, and you get fooled by people like Ted Bundy that could hurt you. I mean, if we only stayed with our intuition, but it's not. It's getting better, but it's not really supported in our world. You know what I mean? At a certain age.
Exactly.
No. Yeah. So Gracie, what can I help you with this evening? Gracie's lovely, everybody. I just want to say, she's good. What would you like me to help you with?
Well, I am very into school right now, and I wanted to ask you how you think my school year is going to go, and if there's any way you could tell what my future schooling entails, college-wise.
Okay. What I can do is, because I have a time restraint on the readings, every time, you know, you guys won't hear this now, but on the broadcast, I can't help it. People are partying, and I don't have. You hear it right now, but you hear it on the program, on whatever. Everybody's having a lot of fun, so we should also say a prayer and say good for them. But okay, they're yelling, screaming in here. Okay, Gracie, because of the time restraint on my readings, and like I said, I'll send your mama after later on. I'll send your mom a little note about me doing a more in-depth one for you because you're family, and I don't know. I like family, but I can only speak to one direct question. So how about this? But later on, I will get to you. You know what I mean? I'll do a proper.
Thank you so much.
If you want one, absolutely, I'd love to do that for you. And so, how about this? How about the first part of it? You asked about the first part was about it was more direct. You said you're in college. You want to know how you do, or if you're going in the right direction, or there could be something else you could be. Is there a reason why you're concerned or not concerned? I don't understand. Yeah, you know.
I really want to go to school for genetics, and I've been looking into colleges, and I kind of want to, I was wondering if you could, narrow it down. I'm, nervous about it.
Okay, so I am misunderstood. You're not in college right now?
No, I'm,
applying.
I'm 17.
Oh, okay, so you're so you're not clear where you want to head. I get what you're saying. So what did you say the first thing was that you were interested in? I'm really interested in genetics and stem cell research. My daughter must be a little related to you because she's an academic. She's going to Columbia University. That's a pretty hard school to get. She's doing her master's.
Oh, wow.
And she got UCSD. I know. I did that. I produced that. I know. I'm crazy, remember? Anyway.
That's insane.
Well, yeah, but I know you're in the real process. No, I know what process you're in right now. So let me ask you this, Gracie. Do you want me to check into biometric? I mean, the I can't even pronounce it. That is something that's going to be pretty cool. Now, do you feel that it's a good? Do you have a passion for it? I mean, just not about being known for research or having paper or being the one that will find. Do you feel that you have a real direct passion, like I do for my work? It's my personal life as well as my life, my business. Do you feel a good passion? Yeah, you do.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I love it so much.
Is there any reason why you're thinking about asking me about something else that you might be missing because you think it might be more, you wouldn't be able to, what you can't do it? Is that what I'm getting? Because it's almost like I feel that you really should focus on doing geriatrics. No, how come I can't say
genetics?
Yeah, is it genetics or is it you said it a better way? Geronetics or
genetics.
It's
genes.
Okay, well I think I said it right. Go figure. There's a lot of good that could come from that, and your generation, as like my daughter, she's a few years, she's 22, just 22, and look at where she's at, and it is. You guys are going to make a big difference in our world, and please, and it's going to be good. The Mayan said, you're not going to die. Those people that are younger are going to get it together. So my feeling is this: I know that you need to. Have you gone to? Yeah, I guess. Are you going in this year? You'll be your senior year. So pretty soon things are going to. Pardon me?
Sorry.
Oh, no, go on.
I'm sorry.
You graduated already?
Oh, no, I'm still in high school.
Right. So this year coming up is going to be the big year where they're going to, because I remember, I was a stay-at-home mom. I did all, I was with Mariah all the step of the way, doing, you know, everything, finding out what she could do and keep, you know, she graduated in white for virgin. But anyway, she did everything, and she's neuroscience, which is pretty, you know, academia smart. But the fact of it is, she did what she did, and you're going to get ready. It's going to be pretty hectic. It's going to be really fun but hectic, and so the thing of it is, you know, they say you have to apply for more than one, of course. Do you know? Listen, I feel you should stick to what you want to do. First of all, you know, it's interesting. Is there a problem? First of all, I feel that you've got, you know, you have an issue. This could really work against you. You're very patient, and your expectations are high, but if something doesn't start showing fruit, if it's labor soon, forget it. You don't want it. It's just, you can't deal with it. Your expectations are too high of yourself. You've worked hard, but the problem is that you're feeling like there's not money to go to this particular program. I don't know why. You don't have, there's male energy in your life that's not very supportive. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And that's hard. My daughter had the same thing, so we're family. We're family now. I do feel that people are fighting, and it's going to be coming up in the weeks ahead, and when you start school, which is coming up soon, it's going to be like, I don't tell people to, I'm encouraging you to stand your ground. I see you standing your ground. Everybody starts, it's like people poking at you. I don't know who they are, faceless. It's like anybody going, oh, you should, you know, oh, no, this would be better for you. You know what you want. And I do feel that you get, you know, you're young, you're getting confused. I see that you are not socializing with friends as you used to. That doesn't work for you anymore. You know, I don't know why. You know, sometimes when you really want to be hanging out and suddenly something's changed. There's a shift change. Have you stopped partying with your friends? Sorry. Your mother, very supportive. Okay, she is, and it's not because I know, like I said, I know who your mom is. I mean, I think she's lovely. Never met her, but there's a mother figure here. I'll just put it this way. I feel it's your mother. When all the commotion around you is going on, it starts making your head spin. That's the last thing you need. You need support to feel, because at this age, when what's going, it's brand new and so much cool world ahead of you. Come on. Your mother is going to be the main support system. There's a lot of energy of men, and someone saying they could help financially and they won't follow through, and all this stuff is going on. Your mother looks very supportive and stable, and I do feel that you don't need to wait for your ship to come in. Do you have a concern about tuition or getting to some of these better schools?
Yes, I'm kind of nervous about that.
Okay, let me tell you, because this is what I'm seeing. And I don't want you to, because that can take you over. I mean, and the only reason why, because I've gone through the process, so this is coming from even my own, and people would say I'm not a very good host on radio shows. Sorry, I was talking before you called. Yeah, I talk about my personal experience because it does help. Because with Mariah, you know, she did a good job on her own, and I help her when I can, but you know, she's from a single parent, me, which is poor, and she has no father. He's just not, whatever. But the bottom line is, I want to encourage you to get to a counselor. I see a counselor woman around here who's going to give you it's just woman. I see a woman, you know, they have men and women, you know, the person you'll be talking to that will help you through this process. You know how that works. Do you know, when do you start school?
I start school on Thursday.
Right away. So I feel that you'll find out if this, she looks like she has darker hair. Maybe some white in it or something, but anything that she touches is successful. So what her knowledge and stuff is would be very successful. Listen to her; she's encouraging, and not only that, I see you start feeling like, oh my God, it's hopeless. You're you know, you're just like, I can never do what I really want because you're stressing about the money. She's going to show you and help you along because, like my daughter got the highest scholarship anyone's ever got. She was accepted at UCLA, Berkeley, and all the ones same ones for you. God, you guys are like, you know, it's kind of, we all got to meet. Well, she's in New York now, but to her first choice was UCSD, and she got in there. But she got a 25. I think it was from just them one thing, $25,000 scholarship that would go on every year. Okay, now she would not have known about all this stuff. Now you have to write, you know, you have to work your ass off to write the essays and stuff. But the counselor that she had really helped her through, so she knew what she needed to do. So things coming up, what I'm seeing is because things are starting up, don't get too discouraged. Stay on your path. I feel you would make a good geriatric, no, generics. I'm just kidding.
Yes, genetics.
I feel that you know what, there's a reason why you're so drawn to it. Is there any other one? You know, you might change. That's fine. But you will get to your first, I do see you getting to the first, you know, the top of your list one you want. There's family dishonor. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And it's probably because there's male energy I just don't like. Bless their hearts, hell no. The women are really strong warrior women, and you're one of them, okay? In your family. You will see the light. And you know what? You'll see exactly where you're going. It's just that wouldn't it be easy in a perfect world if everything was just fine and everybody goes, yeah, Ellen, we can do this for you. But then it becomes a big stress on your back your last year of high school, right? And you're going to be leaving. I see you leaving. You want to go right away, don't you, after you graduate, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I see you definitely doing that. I want you, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm encouraging you to keep yourself in the state of feeling hope, that there's a light there at the end. If you don't, whatever you can do, if you walk the beach, for me, I go to the beach, or I see the dolphins on my beach, or I say hi, hey, whatever it can be that you do, or people go to church, you've got to grasp hold of your faith with yourself. You believe in yourself.
Okay.
Don't thank me. This is your reading. I didn't make it out. It was your mother. You're going to be fine, but this is going to be a really intense year. I remember, and you know, you're excited, you're anxiety and fearful and everything, but there's some great things coming. I will let your mom know, and I'll talk to you again soon, later. Okay, Gracie? Bless your heart. Go into healing. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not joking. But tell your mom I said hello. Thanks, Gracie. It's nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Julie, you weren't there Thursday night.
Nope.
Yeah, my cousin's friend called, and she might be here tonight. It's funny, I've never met this side of the family. No. Anyway, I got one. They're nice ones. But she actually, from what I understand, never mind. I'll tell you afterwards. Oh, so everybody's doing. Let me see in there. I'll say hi, Mr. Mike. I know who you are. Does she want to call in? I know she might want to. And let me see everybody else. Let me get. See, I can see. I can see. Is there someone else calling in, Julie? Well, I guess you'll let me know. Everybody's left. No, they didn't. Yes, did everybody leave?
No.
You know what? It's because it's a smaller chat room. I'm not used to it like yet, because, you know, I remember.
Yeah, we can't see everybody at once.
No, I know, but that's okay with me, but I wasn't in there since I've time, but just, well, yeah. Well, hi, everybody in there at once. And for those of you at Google Hangouts, if you'd like to come in the chat room and be tormented by the likes of me all over the place rambling on, please come to TarotVisions.us and click on my show. If you saw the event page, I have the link right to the live show. So anyway, and anyway.
I tried to paste in the link for the live show.
Yeah. And
it wouldn't let me in Google Hangouts.
No.
On the page.
Well,
no.
You manage I let you manage that page.
I know, it's strange.
I don't know how I look. I just don't think I put myself back on. Listen, that's hot.
Gracie, if you're still listening, I know somebody that can use some healing.
She won't do anymore. You know what? I heard her mom tell me the story. It was really sad because when she was younger, she told me this beautiful story. And she said then she stopped. She didn't want to talk about it anymore. But that happens, you know, Julie, with children. But see, the change is, the parents are changing now, and they're embracing which and that was not my journey in my family, but that's okay. It was not supposed to be, right? I haven't talked about that. I talk too much about myself. Sorry, you guys. Boo hoo. Boo hoo.
No, you don't.
I know. I need to in order to be real. I mean, this is who I am. And this is we all have these things. It's not just me. I'm just not all, but I'm funny about it. That's how I get through. But you know, the thing of it is, Gracie, I wanted to tell her, I know she's going to remember Mariah, and you do too, because Mariah and your daughter are the same age. Before, right. Remember that year, the big year when they're trying to figure out, you have to apply. Oh, yeah. It's hard, and how you get the money and everything. But
yep. My daughter went through with financial aid, and it wasn't from me, so.
No, and you know, and then Mariah was freaking out because she, you know, like most people leave the $100,000 in 4-year universities, and UCSD was very expensive. She was crying because she had to apply for some loans. Most people were living off the loans. They didn't get scholarships. They didn't get grants. They didn't get the money for free. And I try to remind her, Mariah, but she did the work. She did. She's an essay. I told you look for everything you can. They have people, if you have an Italian father, but your mother wasn't Italian, apply there. These were some, they all added
exactly.
up. They added up. You just have to do your research. And or if your mom was mom or your grandmother was Jewish but the grandfather wasn't, apply. And there was one. My mom was Jewish. My dad wasn't. She applied there, and I think she got like $500 little amounts, but she got a lot. And her loan situation is nothing compared to what people are in debt with just from the undergrad, you know. So there. Yo, I can start singing that song, but I won't. Mr. Mike, are you calling in? We can do an incognito. I just thought, because I worry about her. I'm not worried about her.
I was thinking Leah was going to call in, but because she left this chat room, she does that. And she does that.
You know, last time she wanted a chat room reading. Remember, she couldn't call? That's okay, too. And if anybody wants me to read for them why they're in the chat room not calling, for whatever particular reason why, you know, feel free to do that. There's viewers I can see here at Google Hangouts, and if you guys would like to call, it's 858-952-1090. Or TarotVisions is my Skype name. And call up with if you have a problem with me, by all means, everybody else. I'm just kidding. I'm not martyring it. No, if you would like to discuss something, there's some topics. I'm going to start getting some guests back on here. Julie and I are still just wanting to get things smoothly, huh, Julie?
Yes, we are. Get those little wrinkles smoothed out.
I'm going to get these wrinkles smoothed out like this. You'll see them in a delay. In a minute.
Oh.
Okay, but I do declare, I feel that if you have anything you'd like to speak about or ask me about, or just, you know, if you whatever you want to get off your chest, your abs, your you can call in if you don't want a reading. That's fine too. And in the meantime, it's Labor Day weekend. I'm laboring all weekend. I'm trying to work as much as I can because I have all these health issues here. There she is. Mariah sent that to me when she was living in Thailand. That's the peace, harmony, Buddhist God. We look alike, don't we? I don't ramble. I'm not over. See, I have a sense of humor about my stuff, don't I? Helps.
Exactly.
But I was heard from people talking about. I'm a bad. Thank you for everybody. You know, my shows are okay, and I may have before, but I interact with people. Oh my God. Well, maybe I shouldn't. I'm not kidding. But she knows the truth. Anyway, that's that. And anyway, the running runs over on the beach. It's been absolutely beautiful. I did go to the beach yesterday because I hadn't slept at all the night before I went. And hopefully, you know, I said it before, I almost went out to sea one time. And I go like 4 o'clock and I passed out for a while. And I usually wake up drooling and I'm snoring and everybody's gone. It's night. But it didn't happen that time. I mean, really, it's happened. And I'm almost out at sea. No one wakes me up, but it was awfully beautiful. It was awfully, that's not a word, it was beautiful. Did I say, is it awfully beautiful? That's not the proper way. So is anybody going to call in? Who does it say? My friend, oh, here, Mr. Hands. James, Mike, is this, well, should I handle him or do you want to? What is he trying to say?
Oh, I so got him handled.
Okay, great. I can't wait to hear about him. I just love watching these. Oh, boo-hoo. I wanted to say something. Boo-hoo. I'm sorry. You know, I always want that opportunity to just throw in some stuff. I know, Julie. But his 2 hands and his hair on them, he said, what? Oh, damn, you left. That's okay. Damn. We always like it when those every now and then. Oh, darn it, I wanted to get to I'll ask you after. That's funny. Well, we don't tolerate that kind of, we have no tolerant policy at the end.
That's right. No toleration.
Okay. And then someone left.
And I'm quick at it now.
Now, Simba left because she wanted to tolerate that, but that's okay. It's Mr. Mike, Mrs. Mike.
Mrs. Mike.
I think I said Miss. I know now. I've made up. Mrs. Mike. Would you like to call in, or do you want to ask me a question in the? Oh, Mary's in here too. Is that Mary? Has changed her name to guest. Why would Mary do that? You guys are crazy, all.
It's one of our little glitches.
Oh, and we have to glitches. We might. Well, we're going to be doing some changes.
Yeah, we're thinking about changing a different chat
room. We're going to get it done. Or changing the way I look with some plastic surgery. Susan, I hope you're feeling better after your foot surgery, by the way. I'm hoping that you're doing okay. Everything's healing. Hi, Mary. And I guess, you know, I might as well.
At least I didn't kick you out, Mary. I'm sorry if I did.
You didn't kick her out. I'd like to say that, actually, speaking of Mary's here, I would like to say that we're going to be, Julie will be coming, well, I'll be able to meet you in the flesh, March 31st. And this, I don't know, Mary, I'm not clear.
October 31st and the 1st.
Yeah, but what I'm not clear about, she says, Mary, one time, maybe you can answer this. One time, is it the Shanley Hotel in New York? What's the name of it?
Knock.
That's it. I said it. Never mind. Yes, it's like, isn't that like in the Poconos? It's like 2.5 hours away from New York City, but it's going to be the Shanley. I was there last year, did an event. It was great fun, and there's investigations. It's very well known. It's been through so many different timelines. I mean, there was a lot of people with the Prohibition. There were people back in the day. The gangster. I mean, it's been around through all these sessions, and I was there last year for the event, and it was quite nice. I don't know if Mary's put anything up about it. Hi, Mary. And so Julie, I don't know, is it sold out, Mary, already? So 1 minute, I think Julie, she said it was, and I don't know. I looked, it said there are tickets. I looked on the site, so I don't know. So I don't want to say they're sold out if they're not. Can't call in, but I would love you to answer a question. Okay, I can do that, Mrs. Mike. So she has the earplugs in. Okay, I'm ready. You can ask that question. So Mary says October 31st and November 1st. That's not sold out, right? Isn't that the main days?
That's the events.
The
October
event, yeah.
31st is the birthday celebration, and then November 1st is the
fun, cool thing. Well, you know the name. Not a costume. It's called a theater. Okay. I forgot. I love it. It's not a costume. What's it called? A period? There's a name for it. I don't remember, Julie. Okay, she's saying, so there are some tickets left, right, Mary?
Yes, but not my spot.
No, Julie's involved. No, Julie's spot's not taken. I mean, so that's 8.
Tuesday. I'm doing them.
You're doing good, Susan. Julie, Mary, she won't, yeah.
Okay, here is a call.
Okay. Maury, I'll answer your question after this, okay? Okay. I'm ready. Let me at it. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello, caller. Julie, is there a caller?
There was. I don't know.
Well, I think there's little ghosty people. Well, wait a minute. But Maury, even if I get a caller, I will be here. Answer your question. I'm glad you're doing well, Susan. And Mary, the 8 spots, that's not including Julie and Ian, right? Okay, so we're not sold out. Great, we'll get that sold out. As a caller, well, in the meantime, I'll give the caller another minute. You know what? I never saged this place. Is everything okay? I'm just kidding. Is everything okay, everybody? Oh my, I'm just joking.
I don't know where
the caller. Okay, well then let me read. I'll read what Mrs. Mike says. I want to end the current situation, but fearful. What do you see time frame? His response. Okay. You know, I'm going to switch this around because I know her so well. Listen, you need to also end some other current situation. That's all I'm going to say. I'll answer your question, Mrs. Mike. But well, I keep looking at that computer. That's what chat room. I should be looking over here. I'm sorry, I was looking at the question. Mrs. Mike, I just read your question over here. It says, I want to end the current situation, but fearful. Interesting set of words, I might say, because the current situation could apply to another current situation that needs to be dealt with. Just saying. She's known me for a while, so I think she gets it. But I will, what do you see in the time frame? And I will answer that. Okay, so, but I just want to let you know how my intentions are good. You know I adore you, and I care about what's going on with you. But I just like to be a little rough on you in good intention. So I will answer your question after I put my lipstick on. Okay, Mrs. Mike is M&M, M&M. And mine, ooh, we're all M's, aren't we really? She knows what I'm talking about. We all have M's. What does that mean? She'll laugh. Oh, she did good. Seems like, yeah, I see. She laughed. Okay, let me see. What I'm seeing here is, really, what I'm seeing here is, for you, it feels like a burden has been lifted off your back. And I'm also seeing that your question is directly asking about, I want you to end it. Really? And what? Sorry. But we're fearful. Okay, I think that's good. Let's keep it. I want your fear to keep you from ending it. But I do see this. I do want to tell you, I see a burden being lifted off your back. I also see him, the other person you asked about, in almost like a state of deep contemplation, but on the other hand, physically drained out, or maybe even some depression, almost like in convalescence, like his eyes are closed. I see things are bothering him, but it's not like he'd be walking around going, I'm bothered, like us girls do, or some people do. He's almost like someone that's in a convalescent, he's not in a convalescent home, but that's what the feeling is. And he also is someone that's in a deep depression that doesn't want to wake up or do anything or deal with anything. He's bothered by what went on, but like I said, this is a change. It's needed to happen. I'm also seeing that I'm a little concerned about whatever he's going through, that you're taking it as it has to do with him not having, having the feelings that he has for you that are the depth of them have been too much for him to handle. Too bad. He needs to grow up. Listen, Mrs. M, I do feel there's a shift, and that's positive. I do feel that it coming back around. What I'm seeing here is, though, that you are continuing to be in your same situation, and it's in a relationship that I see is under the influence of what I call the devil. I'm showing you this because I can. I don't usually show cards to people because I read off of them. But these are two people. See, this is how you and that other person you asked about are. This is on a deeper level. This is a deep bonded. But when we get like this, most of us do, except me, I've never been divorced. People can connect together for all the wrong reasons, because they have money and they want to marry that person, or the trophy wife, fill in the blanks, and it usually ends up in divorce. So it's almost like they're a ball and chain. That's why it's not like this is the devil and they're not demon possessed, but this is how people connect in our lives. They're not. It's too much work to be that. It's unusual. It's abnormal. We're not raised in this. Our conditioning is not like this. We don't want to feel so intensely about someone that could hurt us so deeply. So we learn not to be. So we learn to be more play it safe. And so people couple up with the wrong people. Maybe they're supposed to be someone to get their past life shit out of the way. This is what I see going on continually. What might go on with what you have going on right now, as of today, and where you live, in the environment, in the dwelling that you live in. This is not good. So, just saying, and I feel that you start to fit. You feel like your personal power is beyond. You can't grab it. You don't know where it is. You will be hearing back from him. What concerns me, or not back from him, he needs some time to process what went on. And you know what I mean? It was shenanigans, but crazy making. And I do see you looking like in the next 4 weeks, during a 4-week period of time. I see you not seeing things, like your head's down. This doesn't matter to the heart. And only if you could look up, you could see that there's a hand coming out of the heavens that's saying, "No, I'm offering you something." But you can't visually see it because this is a little bit metaphoric, symbolic, what I'm trying to say to you. But there's nothing going on this board. What I really would like to encourage you to do to grab hold of yourself, because what I'm seeing, then you're seeing that this has been one hell of a, I can say anything I want, cuss word, hell of a useful sacrifice. And I've talked about that before. You get nailed to the cross, but there's no resurrection. That's useful. Useless. I want you to stay focused on useful, because this is what this is about. He is not deliberately wanting to stay away. He can't handle it. He's just getting it now. But this is great, because this is a great new dance coming up. There's a shift, there's a change. It is, sadly, we'd like to go in a better direction in your journey. In a perfect world, maybe it'd be boring. If, I got it and I feel fine, and then move on. It just doesn't work. But I want you to reflect, like I said before, I text you. Reflect on the past a while, and just look back at what has come to be, or what couldn't have come to be if he didn't bring you into his world. This world, that dance you were doing all year, couldn't continue on. There was no movement. It was stagnating. So You know, you said something about you're fearful. You have not lost him. Well, the thing is, what worries me is that I see you staying put where you are, and that's settling. So maybe you will lose him in that respect if you stay with, you know what I'm talking about, Mrs. M. Did I answer the question? Mrs. M? I'm looking at the screen with the chat. Oh, Mrs. M, did I answer your question okay? Well, she probably said, no, you didn't.
There's a bit of a lag.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. And that will be coming up later, and they'll be like, I forget. I love that song. I showed that song to my friend, too, and she thought that was stupid. That was funny.
Really?
Yeah, that was another thing, Julie. Bam. That was fun.
I love that song.
I know. Sorry. Okay, so, Rose, I don't really want to use my whole name. Oh, we won't. We can call you R. We can call you Rutro. Okay, but she said she really doesn't want to use because it goes on YouTube. All the ones have gone on YouTube that I've done all these years too, by the way, and I don't always put your name.
The chat does not go on YouTube, though.
Well, the chat does not go on YouTube.
No, and so you don't have to worry about that.
But because all the other ones, okay, yes, I do. Thank you. I'm glad, Mrs. Mike. I'm glad, Mrs. Mike. Whenever you need to reach out to me, do so, please. I care about you. I don't just say it. I care. I really do. Rutro, I know her pretty well too. All the ones through the years I have up on YouTube as well. But I get what you're saying. I can call you R. It's okay. Whatever you want me to call you. Julie, on the chat does not go on YouTube. Yeah, this whole transcript won't be on it. But people can, wait a minute, Julie. People can watch, I think, also from YouTube, can't they? There's two ways. I don't know if the chat is part. I don't know.
I don't see, watch from Google Hangouts.
Yeah, but they can't see the chat because this chat's at my site only.
Chat's only on your site.
Right, so it doesn't affect the chat. So, but still, you know, I can still call you something else anyway, starting now.
Yeah, we just let us know. We'll just call you Rutro.
Rutro. I like it. I like Rutro. Or you rule the day. You rule the day.
Rule the day.
Yes, I like that. Rule the day. I know that's good. All those people rule the day. They wrote those reviews about me. That's funny. So Colin might go is good. And or if anybody has any questions for me, even in the chat, would like to ask, or anybody out there on. Well, you can leave on Hangouts, the ones that are listening or seeing this. Please, leave me a comment. You can leave, if you like to leave me a nice, well, an okay one, or maybe a truthful, just being you and authentic. That'd be great. Or if you want to be nasty, I do care. But or if you want to give me some suggestions of what you'd like to see in the show. But like I said, bear with us because we are changing. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. It's a new platform. It's a whole new broadcast. It's a whole new everything for me. So there. So Rutro.
Yes, we're reaching a larger audience.
We are. I'm very happy, but this is all new. I know that the Wirecast I did for years, and people probably know Wirecast. Is hard, but I had it packed down, and I was real good at it. I thought, but this is different, and times are changing, and I'm okay. But it's not like I'm brand new to this. Like I said, 5 years coming up, December 26th, 5-year anniversary of this show launching, web TV anyway. But I was over at People's TV Network, I think it was first time, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they called it both paranormal and People's TV Network, paranormal, crazy network. So anyway, how about but your nickname is for me is fun. Okay, Rose. She's not going to call in. Okay.
Rutro, are you calling in?
Rutro, are you calling in? It will. The reason I'm asking this because it will have everything to do with everything from this moment on. And wait for it because it's delayed. So I hope you people that are watching outside at Google Hangouts, hi. And I'm happy to be at Google Hangouts. I really think it's a cool place, and I appreciate people viewing this. And
right. The phone number to call is 858-952-1090.
If we don't get any, if we don't get any calls, I'm going to end the show right now.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, Julie.
Oh, that's fine. It's your show.
No, I know, but until I get feeling it's okay, I'll go back to 2 hours. Right now I'm going to keep it an hour if it's, So, day at a time.
So we're going to wait for the lag to catch up?
Well, even prior to that, I was saying, you know.
Oh, I'm definitely fine. I'm here for 2 hours, or I'm here for an hour.
Yeah, well, I'm ready to, but I did ask her. I don't think, we'll see. If she calls in, of course I'll do it. I'll wait till the lag. Then after that, I'll say goodbye. Don't be shy. Anybody that always comes to the show, to the chat. I don't mind you calling in just to see what's going on live, update me, do whatever.
Rutro is not calling in.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to say something, Rutro. Everybody, I want you to know, if you don't mind, I do want to say, she's gone through some pretty intense stuff, and something that all women would relate to, and it has to do with this area up here. I don't want to say your business, but I do know that you're a strong woman, and I'm really happy you look like you're doing well. I'm really happy that and also she's a chemotherapy nurse. Give me a break. She's so lovely. I mean, how caring can you be?
Nice.
Oh, now everybody knows who you are. Sorry, I don't mean to be doing it, but those are the lovely things. Everything's lovely about you, but I just have so much. I admire you and I respect you, and I'm glad you're feeling better and you look good and you're going to do fine. You're going to thrive on. No rule the day, they must just. Anyway, I'd like to say goodbye and thank you everybody for watching, and we'll be back next weekend, Julie, yes?
Yes, definitely.
I guess almost like the school years.
Wait, before I agree to this. Yes, definitely.
Well, like I said, this is the time I never missed a show all those years except recently. But things,
I think I'm good until the middle of October.
Fantastic. And even when we're gone, I might be able to do the show. Mary probably left, huh?
Yes, I'm hoping that we can do. I think Mary's still here. Well, I'm hoping that we can do the show live.
Yeah.
We have somebody that's an unknown phone number calling, so I'm going to try to answer it because I tried it before.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
We'll see here.
Sure.
Hello? Nobody's there.
It's probably a creditor.
I tried this.
I don't like it. I do. If you're calling unknown, you're not. In fact, I'm gonna make a rule. If you're calling unknown, you're not gonna be getting that. I don't like that. Do that.
Yeah.
That's a little tricky. I do it all the time.
It's actually not allowing me to add them, so.
Maybe that's because it's unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, unknown caller. We would like to.
And they're unknown again.
Well,
I don't know why.
Oh, bye, Sheila. Well, good night.
They are being persistent, though.
Well, I don't care. They should if they're trying again, they need to. Anybody I know wouldn't call an unknown. Well, I could be wrong. It might be okay. Well, they try again, but I'll wait.
Oh, it worked this time.
Okay, great. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Is anybody there?
I guess it didn't work.
Might be some recording.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. I have my identity for sale on Craigslist. Nobody will take it. They call it. No, we want you to click.
Anyway, they're gone.
Anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. We'll be back next week, and hang in there. We'll be getting this, and I'll go back to 2 hours. As time goes on, of course. And I think this is going to be great. Thank you, Google people, Google, and the people watching, the viewers watching on Google. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very humbly. And my website is TarotVisions.us.
Oh.
Yes, another time here. I'm flexible. Let me have it. Caller?
We have Rut Roast calling.
Oh, now she decided to call.
Yes.
Well, she's messing with me. That's okay. That's fine.
Okay. There we go.
Bye, Maureen. Okay. Hi.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Rutro. How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's about ready to end the show, so you said. I'm just kidding.
I know you're ending, but I just had to say, and I just want everybody to know, it was okay what you said. Yes, I went through a hard time, and I just wanted to let everyone know you're more than just a sidekick. You're a friend, and you become involved in everybody's life. And throughout my breast cancer diagnosis, you were a great deal of support and gave me so much strength to get through it.
Oh.
And I just want to thank you for that.
Oh,
and I think people should know how wonderful you are.
No,
you go above and beyond.
Oh, that's really kind. I don't go beyond. We all need to always make sure we care for each other. You always are so caring. Thank you. That was very kind of you to say, but it's not that I'm special about that. I think that's what I think.
Yes, you are. Not everybody does that.
But I know. But maybe that's what bothers me. That's why I guess I am what I am, or act how I am, or I go on and on because I guess I would just, like to see I don't know how should I articulate this.
Obviously, you know I've traveled the psychic circuit, and I've stuck with you, and I've stuck with you for a reason.
You know, she wants. Sometimes she gets really. I've known her for a while. Boy, she can get. And I go, oh, here's. What are you saying? You don't know what we've. I love it because I've met one other client like that. Actually, Mrs. Mike sometimes is like that too. But I adore her. And I'm going, oh no. And I said, and you, what are you rambling on? And you said it, but you go, it makes sense later, doesn't it? If people just are okay with it, and then it makes sense. Especially that last time, remember? I know I adore you, Rose, and I'm really happy. You look good, and you've embraced life. It looks like more than ever, and whether you think so or not, that's what I see. And plus, you're caring. She's a chemotherapist, a chemotherapy nurse. You guys, you have to be really caring and getting close to these people because she sees a lot of people that don't make it. And then she just went through, her own. So, Rose, are you almost through with your treatment now? Are you almost through with the treatment? I hope she could hear me. Rose, are you still?
No, you cut that on me.
Are you still on treat? Are you done with your treatment yet?
Yes, I'm done, and the side effects are going to wear off in a few more weeks.
Good.
And I'll be back to normal.
Thank God. So it's nice that part is completed. I know the side effects, then that will be completed. So at least you're at that point. I know the side effects is the worst. But still, I'm glad you got to point A, now you're step B. Oh, good, good. I'm really happy to hear that, Rose. Just because of you, I have one scheduled for next week, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, I got a chest x-ray. Remember you told me to do that first? Remember?
Yes, I did.
I got one.
And you got?
I got one.
Oh, good
and
for you.
what was so ironic is they found out that I had a fracture. I have a fracture in the middle of my back. I have no idea how that. They saw that. Weird.
Oh, they found something else.
A fracture in the middle of my back. If I've been from a long, they said it was age from a long time. I go, what? Yeah, but it's nothing they could do. But I'm glad it wasn't what they found. But it was because of you, Rose. Your insight. Thank you. Absolutely.
You're welcome.
So I want to thank you for that.
Keep following up with that.
Everybody else listening, really come on. We don't need to be going so fast because I know for me, I let myself go away. For some reason, in spite of myself, I got something little Irish, elf going, I'm going to help you. Anyway, thank you, Rose, for calling in and saying such lovely things. I appreciate you very much. I care about you.
Have a good night, Maureen.
Thanks. You too, Rose. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, good night, everybody, and thank you, and have a lovely rest of the. It's a holiday. Monday's off, huh? Actually, for people, I guess.
Yes.
Not for me. Not right now. Well, but everybody, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Julie.